Yeah, so let's see. Is what you're claiming that people who consume conventional crops instead of organic crops, uh, such consumption is not vegan? Is that your claim?
Yeah, that's my claim.
Okay, cool. So why do you think that's the case?
Yeah, that's the case because pesticide is causing genocide among other species. We all know that issue for sure. We know how much biodiversity we have lost within these years after these conventional agricultural techniques have been implemented. We have that scientific data with us, but today most of the vegans are not ready to accept that. That's the problem.
Okay, so just to be clear, so you're saying if pesticides are causing some genocide, then consuming conventional crops is not vegan?
Yeah, of course. Veganism means reducing your impact or reducing the exploitation you are causing to other species. It doesn't only mean that you cannot directly consume animals, but it also means that you should try to reduce the impact that you have on the ecosystem of other creatures. That's my point.
Okay, so well, there's going to be a couple of things with that. So,
Mm.
first thing is, I don't view veganism that way. I view
Yeah.
veganism as an extension of my normative ethical views. So, I just take some, so it's like veganism is just like a label to some views that I already have in general. So it's just that if there are some actions which I consider immoral, and those pertain to some sentient beings other than humans, then I just put that under the category of veganism. So I don't necessarily have any kind of like any implication that you brought in. But anyway, the second point is, of course, you have to demonstrate that buying conventional products actually increases pesticide use. So what's the argument for that?
Yeah, okay. I think your first point was that by veganism you mean anything that you are causing to sentient beings, you should try to reduce it, right?
No, so what I was saying, my point is that my first point was that I don't view veganism as how you put it. I view veganism as an extension of my existing ethical views. So I already have some views about ethics, and veganism just happens to be like an extension of that.
Okay, for that you should. I think that's not clear what you said. You should explain what ethics you are talking about. Then only it would be clear.
Yeah, so I just take threshold deontic view, a variation of that. So I would just say that if an action includes a rights violation, and by rights violation I don't mean any like legal rights, it's just like some kind of deontic rights. So if there's a rights violation and that particular rights violation is not outscaled by the well-being generated or the suffering that is prevented, then I view that action to be immoral. But if there is no rights violation, then it's just going to be the suffering, total suffering. If there is more suffering than there is well-being, I would consider that action immoral. If there is neither a rights violation, if there is not a rights violation but the well-being outscales the suffering, then I think that action is good. And if the well-being generated is so high, like high to like it crosses some threshold of high, then I would consider that action to be obligatory.
Okay, so by your own ethics, I think using pesticides is immoral.
Yeah,
I'll
so
explain.
yeah, give me
Yeah,
the
I
argument
will
for
say
that.
that. Yeah. So your by your own ethics, it's bad to what exploit other creatures or what the term you used I forgot. But
I said
okay,
deontic rights violations.
yeah, while using pesticides, what you are doing is you are injecting poison into their ecosystem. It's just like we open up some poison gas into my house, and you don't find it unethical. Means I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, well, that could be true, but the point is that it has to be a deontic rights violation. Now, if you are talking about some innocent person's house where I'm opening poison gas into, I would consider
Yeah.
that as a rights violation. But if you're
Yeah.
talking about a house with 5 serial killers inside it, I don't consider that as a rights violation to open a poison gas canister inside that house. I would actually
Yeah.
consider that a good thing.
Okay, but what you are saying isn't applicable in this situation. I don't know what you are meaning.
It is
Okay,
because
I'll give you an example. Just a minute. Just a
no,
minute.
no,
I'll
no.
give you an
Wait, one
example.
sec. So let me. So you said that there is an asymmetry. Let me just clarify that. So
Yeah.
it is applicable because in the case of insects, insects are firstly we don't even know if insects are sentient. Secondly, insects are just going to live in a natural state where they kill and eat each other all the time, and they kill and eat each other's babies. They kill each other in the most cruel ways imaginable. Sometimes they just eat, like they're just eating through another insect while the insect is completely alive.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also like extremely small, so it's not pragmatically easy to use non-lethal ways, and they also cannot be reasoned with, so you can't just talk them into leaving the crop field. So I don't see why opening a can of poison or like pesticides in the field would be a rights violation given the conjunction of these four propositions.
Okay, that was the I didn't hear such an argument from anyone before. But okay, I will explain about it. Okay, you say about butterflies. Are you saying about butterflies or insects like that?
I'm talking
Could
about
I-
just the insects that are found in crop
Yeah,
fields.
butterflies are the ones, those are most affected by pesticides. You're talking about that, I think, right?
By most affected, what do you mean?
Yeah, considering the species that have gone extinct, some varieties of butterflies are the most vulnerable ones, I think.
Oh, that's fine. But by most affected, you don't mean more butterflies are dying than other insects, right?
No, I'm not sure about that, but what we have, what we know, and that impacts humans more is the butterflies and such insects that does pollination. So, are you speaking about butterflies or something? They are cruel or something, something like that. You are saying, right?
Well, it could be. Well, I'm not talking specifically about any insect. I'm just talking about insects in general.
Okay, okay. I don't know whether butterflies do such cruelty as
Yeah,
you
but
said.
even
I don't
like
know.
let's say I'll just grant that, like, even if you say that, yeah, butterflies don't do that, but
Uh-huh.
in order to persuade me off of that, you would have to convince me that the can of, like, the act of opening a can of pesticides, right, it's
Mm-hmm.
killing more butterflies than any other insect, and the number outscales the number of rights violations prevented, because these other insects, like for instance beetles or any other insect for that matter, praying mantis, all these insects, they eat
Yeah.
other insects alive, they eat each other's babies alive, they eat each other's mates alive.
Okay, okay.
So you would have to
I'll
make a
explain.
case that.
Yeah, I will ask you a simple question before I say I explain it. Do you support fishing?
Depends on the kind of fishing that you're talking about.
Yeah, usually do you support fishing?
No,
Take your own situation. No,
no.
no, right? No, okay. You know how much fishing we does, and do you know how much varieties of fish have gone extinct due to pesticide use?
Well, I don't really care about extinction itself. I care more about whether there's a rights violation or not.
Extinction is not right violation, you think?
I don't, not necessarily.
Oh, that was an awkward claim.
Yeah, I'll
Actually,
explain. Well, I'll explain. I don't want to leave any open ends, right? So the reason why I
okay.
don't think extinction is inherently bad or anything is that, let's say there is some future where we have a particular amount of animals, right? And we don't breed these animals anymore, and these animals, just for whatever reason, hypothetically, they just stop breeding, and they all die natural deaths,
Yeah.
and they just, like, they peacefully die or whatever, like that. Now,
Okay.
do you
Yeah.
think something bad happened there?
Yeah. I'll tell you. Okay, I understand what you imagine and what you wish for a, yeah, I can
No,
understand
no, no,
that.
wait. But do you think
But yeah,
something bad
let me
happened in a
explain.
world like that?
Yeah, yeah, I will explain to you. Just a minute. Just me put my point on. Uh,
But wait,
but what you are
I
saying
asked
means,
you a question, right?
uh,
I asked you
yeah, yeah.
whether you
Just a
think
minute.
it's.
Just a minute. Let me finish that. Then you can ask. Yeah.
Dude, I already
Okay.
asked you a question, so I'm asking you an answer. Then you can explain what.
Yeah. Okay. What was the question?
The question is, so I've given you this hypothetical world where we have the animals, they have stopped breeding and we have stopped breeding the animals, and
Uh-huh.
the animals just naturally die and basically they go extinct, and by extinct we're just talking about a biological definition where there are no living organisms of that particular species.
Yeah.
So the species is now extinct. Now do you think
Yeah.
something bad happened there?
Yeah. Okay. Let me. I am talking about that itself. You are not allowing me to complete it. Yeah.
Wait, but is the answer
Oh.
a yes
Yeah.
or a
Yeah.
no?
Yeah, maybe just a minute. Are you telling that only herbivorous kind of animals live in that imaginary world?
No, no, no. That's not the question, right? So the question is,
Uh,
there was this world, right?
yeah.
And there was this animals. There were these animals, and the
Uh-huh.
animals just naturally died after old age.
Mm.
Now, do you think something immoral happened in that world?
Due to old age, all these animals got extinct, you are saying?
Yeah,
Yo, that was really unrealistic kind of question.
that's fine. It's a hypothetical. It's just meant to test consistency.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, there is a problem. The problem here is that you don't understand how the nature works.
No, no, no.
Nature is not an isolated
Wait, wait,
system. Yeah,
wait,
yeah,
wait,
yeah,
wait,
yeah, yeah.
wait.
Let me finish. Let me
So
finish. Let me
that's not
finish.
answering the question,
Let
right? So
me
I
finish.
asked you a
You can
question.
answer.
I
You can.
asked you a
You can.
question.
Yeah, I
I
am
expect
answering
a
to
yes or
that.
no.
Here the answer. I am answering to that.
The answer is a
Later
yes
you
or
will
no.
see.
So what's the answer?
Yeah, no. Yeah, there is a problem. Yes,
There
I'll
is
say.
something immoral happened when
Yeah,
animals
yeah.
died naturally.
Let me tell you what is
Okay,
the
great.
problem.
Yeah,
Not
cool.
not just immoral, it's the problem of sustainability. I'll say you. The problem is that the nature is something that is very much interdependent. All the species that are living are interdependent. I think you have studied what food chain is, food web is from your lower classes.
Mm-hmm.
Have you studied, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we do have data today regarding how much biodiversity loss we have caused, and we are suffering from that.
Uh-huh.
What the vanilla farmers today are suffering from? Do you know about that case?
Yeah.
Yeah. The species of insect that used to pollinate the pollinate this vanilla plant have already gone extinct.
Mm-hmm.
Now the vanilla farmers are suffering. They have to do it manually by
Mm-hmm.
other energy input. Okay. So that's just a very minute example of what happens when there is a loss of functional
Oh, so
diversity.
why is that a
Yeah,
problem?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me finish. Let me finish. Now, we do have data regarding how much biodiversity loss we have caused. That's already on the hype. That's at the maximum. That's almost going to explode. Now, the real problem here is that we today don't have the data regarding how much functional diversity we have lost.
Mm-hmm.
The loss of functional diversity means it could be a threat to the life of all the existing creatures on Earth. If the system breaks, not only just the creatures that you imagine would die off, the secondary consumers of that insects, all the creatures that are dependent on that insect will get extinct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is the problem. So it's not
Yeah,
just
but I'm not
a
convinced that's true
it's
of
not just
the pesticide
it's
case.
not just wait. It's not just a case of morality. It's a problem with the sustainability of all the living creatures on the earth. Not all the living creatures. It's a
Well,
main
I
problem with human
wait,
beings.
but that's also
Yeah.
boiled down to morality, right?
But
Because if it's not about morality, then I'm not interested.
what is not about morality?
You
Do
said
you
it's
think
about
sustainability?
sustainability, right?
You think sustainability is not about morality? Sustainability is the morality towards our coming generation.
Yeah, so
Our
I
coming
didn't make
generation
that
also
claim. You
have.
said it's not about morality, it's about sustainability. You made
Yeah,
the
yeah,
claim. I didn't make that claim.
okay. I take it back.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah, I take it back. Sustainability is also concerning morality because Sustainability means morality towards the coming generation. The coming generation don't know what their previous people did, and they are not the ones to be suffering all these environmental issues. Okay, so they also have the right to have the normal life.
Well, I'm not convinced it's going to lead to environmental problems anyway. So that's the
You
case you
don't
have
have
to
to be
make.
convinced. You don't have to be convinced. We are studying from lower classes. We are taught about the food chain, food web, how the ecosystem works. We know that.
What's the
It doesn't
argument for
matter if
that?
you are not convinced.
You're saying you're making the claim that it would be it would lead to some kind of environmental problem, right? I'm not convinced that is true. So you made the claim,
You
justify the
don't
claim.
have to. Brother, you don't have to be convinced. That is something we are
That's fine,
studying in
but
our
like,
school students.
dude, that's
Yeah.
fine. But you made the claim, so substantiate the claim. What's the argument for the claim?
I have already told you how extinction of a single species can affect all the species that are dependent on that
I
species,
grant
secondary
that.
culture.
Yeah, that's fine. I grant that. That's fine. I understand that
Yeah.
extinction of one species can have like effects on
Yeah.
other species. Yeah, sure. I understand that, and I agree with that. But it
Mhm.
doesn't follow from there. At least no, I don't see an inference there. It doesn't seem to follow that buying conventional is bad.
Yeah, of course, buying conventional is bad. I will explain to you. Conventional means there is it is most probably done by pesticide input, and what it uses is most probably synthetic fertilizers. Okay, but I have already told you what is the impact of pesticide, and you know that conventional farming is using pesticide. So it's always better to avoid conventional farming products.
Yeah, how
That's
does
all.
that follow? Like that? How does that follow? The
How does
question
that
is,
follow what?
the question is, if you think buying see, you're making some kind
Uh,
of a claim which is that if you buy conventional products, then then you are causing an increase in pesticide use.
Yeah, that's common sense. I will tell you.
Yeah.
If
So
you
what's
buy
the argument for
conventional
that?
products, if you buy conventional products, you are increasing demand for conventional products. Then what will happen? More and more conventional products by using pesticide input would start getting produced for the market. Then there will be more pesticide input and more. It's the what I told will happen for sure.
I don't see how that follows.
It's just the same logic. Why don't you buy meat from market?
Well, I don't buy meat from market because, okay, so I think you're
Yeah.
misunderstanding what I'm saying, right? So, I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not, I'm not like refusing that demand supply system exists. I'm
Mm.
just not convinced that increasing demand for conventional products would increase the demand
Mm.
for pesticides.
I don't know what you're saying. Conventional products are made out of pesticide inputs. So while you increase demand for conventional products, there would be an increased demand for pesticide. That's all.
Yeah. So do you have evidence of that?
Why should I need an evidence for that? That's basic demand and supply. Do you
Yeah,
have any
I'm not,
evidence?
I'm
Do you
not,
have any evidence whether when I consume meat,
yeah, I
there would
do,
be an increased production of meat?
but
Do you
that's
have? Yeah.
tangential. Yeah, I do have
Yeah,
that, but that's
yeah,
tangential.
same kind of evidence would be there for this also. That's
Yeah, so
basic logic.
provide the evidence.
Demand and supply. I don't have to provide any kind of
Do,
evidence for that. It's basic demand and supply.
do you have the evidence?
Yeah,
So
the
provide the
evidence is the
evidence.
demand and supply theory in the market.
No, that's
The
not
economics.
evidence. You would have to.
Yeah, that is of course the evidence.
What?
We don't have to.
Do you
Yeah,
know what evidence is?
we don't have to provide evidence for laws of physics, right? Do I want to provide you any evidence for Newton's laws of physics?
Yeah, this is an empirical claim.
Yeah, it's the same way. I don't have to provide you
This is not
any
an
kind
well
of
that laws of
evidence.
physics are
Yeah.
not empirical claims. The demand supply claim is an empirical claim.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you a simple situation. Okay, you imagine that no one is going to buy any kind of conventional product from the market. Do you think they will go on producing conventional products made out of pesticide?
Wait, so you're saying if let's see. So you're saying if we buy
Yeah.
conventional, then we increase pesticide use. If we don't buy conventional, then we don't increase pesticide use. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a logically fallacious argument because it's called denying the
Uh,
antecedent.
okay, you explain that why it's a fallacy.
Yeah, it's called denying the antecedent. I'll just write it
You are
down.
you are you are denying basic this demand and supply
Dude,
theory. Do you know that? The
do
law
you
of
know
demand.
what denying the
You are
antecedent
denying.
means?
Yeah. You are denying law of demand. Okay.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are denying law of demand. You
Dude.
are denying law of demand. If demand for pesticide increases, production of pesticide increases.
No.
Supply of pesticide increases. That's a basic law. You are denying that.
Nope. I'm not.
Yeah, you are denying. Everyone can hear this. Who are taking part in this debate can hear this. You are denying law of demand.
Nope, I am not. What I'm denying is, your argument is if we buy
Yeah.
conventional, then we increase demand for pesticides, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so that's the premise that I'm rejecting. And you're saying,
On
wait, just to
what
be
basis?
clear, do you know what denying the antecedent means?
No, I don't know. Can you
Yeah,
explain?
yeah, sure. So denying the
Yeah.
antecedent is a formally fallacious kind of an argument. It says
Mm.
that, so your argument was if you buy conventional, then you increase the demand for pesticides. Yeah, that's the first premise.
Yeah.
Then the second premise is if you don't buy conventional,
Mm.
then the conclusion that you drew was there would be less demand for pesticides.
Yeah,
So
sure.
yeah, so that is, I can actually show you a truth table.
Mm.
I'll have to generate one sec. Let me just functional. By the way, in the meantime,
Mm.
buying just conventional or genetically modified crops,
Mm.
that's actually associated with a lower uh, amount of pesticides used. So I'm just posting that as well.
Genetically modified.
Yep.
Yeah, you can use genetically modified. I didn't disagree with that. I am talking
Yeah,
about
conventional includes, like, I mean,
conventional. That is mostly done by pesticide input. Then
genetically
this
modified crops are
yeah,
conventional.
genetically modified crops. If you take the condition of India, it's not practical in India because genetically modified crops are a centralized system. No, you know that they have a it's called terminator kind of seeds. The seeds won't be automatically producing the fruits they give out, so the farmers can't use it. We'll have to be dependent on an industry.
Yeah, I don't see
We'll
why
have to
that's
be
bad.
dependent on an industry for genetically modified kind of crops.
I don't
That's
see
hi-
why that's
that's
bad.
highly highly unsustainable. You will need a centralized system for transporting these seeds, and you will need more energy input for producing and transporting these seeds.
Okay, and
Yeah, energy input itself. What do you think energy input is? The more and more energy you are using, that much heat you are giving out. The amount of heat you are giving out is disrupting the ecosystem of other species in this world.
okay, and that's supposed to be
That's supposed to be unsustainable and immoral.
okay. Wait, so
Yeah,
that's just
we do have organic farming techniques today. We do have natural farming techniques today. We
okay.
don't need.
Yeah, that's a completely different. So just check
Mm.
the text for voice channel. I have attached a tree proof for the argument that I told was formally fallacious.
I can't find it. Which channel? Yeah,
Text
in
for
the
voice.
general chat, right?
Text for voice.
Text for voice.
Yeah, it's under the voice channels
Yeah,
category.
okay. I'll see that.
Yeah, can you see it?
What is that?
Yeah, so the first premise was if you buy conventional, then you increase pesticide demand, right?
Mm.
Yeah, so that is of the form P implies Q in logic. And
Form?
yeah, there is a form there is a syntax. When you write in formal logic, there is a syntax. So when you say if you buy conventional, then pesticide demand increases, right? So if then, so you use that, the arrow represents the if then statement. So that's the first premise. Then the second premise is you don't buy conventional. It's a negation. So not P is the negation, and the mod line and the equal to sign is it just means therefore, not Q, which means it's not the case that there is an increase in pesticide demand.
Yeah.
So this is the argument that you presented, and I checked the tree proof generator, and it's just invalid.
I don't know what you're saying. The same case applies to eggs. The same case applies to meat. The same case applies to fishes.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, if you are buying chicken from market, so you are increasing demand for the chicken, right? No, you are saying.
What?
You are saying no.
Saying what? No to what?
I am asking you a question. If you are buying chicken from market, are you increasing the demand for chicken?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's
but
it. That's what I told
although
you.
not with every purchase.
That's what I told you.
What?
That's the same thing I told you. When you are buying conventional products, you are increasing demand for conventional product.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I don't agree
Yeah.
with the pesticide part.
So you are saying conventional products are made without pesticide?
No, I'm saying buying conventional could actually reduce pesticide usage.
Huh? How?
Yeah, it's possible.
How? Explain.
Yeah, so that's just what I posted, right? Like impact of genetically modified crops, etc.
Genetically modified crops aren't used much in India.
That's
What
fine.
there was
That's
BT
fine.
cotton.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I have
why
no,
it's not used?
that's fine. But I have no
Yeah.
reason to think that buying conventional, sorry, increase in demand for conventional would
Okay,
result
so
in an
you
increase.
do one thing then. You go to farmers who are doing genetically
I
modified crops without any
I
pesticide input. They are,
dude, wait, hold on.
yeah.
So when you said, like, if there is an increase in conventional, right? If there's an increase in conventional demand, there is an increase in pesticide use. Just give
Yeah.
me the evidence for that.
Just give me the evidence. If there is an increase in demand for chicken, if you buy chicken, there is an increase in demand for chicken, and more chicken would be supplied to market. Give me evidence for that.
I can give you evidence of that, but that is irrelevant to this question. So you made the claim, you provide the evidence. I don't have to give you anything.
Yeah, okay. Wait a second. I'll Google if I can find some evidence
Sure.
for you. Since you can digest simple laws of market.
Yeah, I don't think the law applies here anyway. So you
Yeah,
just
it's in the market. I'm talking about the market.
yeah, you can provide the evidence for that, because I have a reason to believe that if you buy eggs, you're increasing demand for eggs. But I'm not convinced that
Yeah.
increase in demand for conventional will increase the demand for pesticides. So you made the claim, you provide the
Okay,
evidence.
okay. I'm also convinced that increasing demand
No,
for eggs may.
no, provide the evidence. Provide the evidence.
Wait.
Cool.
So I am also convinced that increasing in demand for eggs would lead to production of more eggs. But I am not convinced that increase in demand for fishes will produce more fishes in the market. Okay, it's the same thing you are saying. You don't have any logic. You are taking two products and you are weighing up one upon the other.
What?
Okay, I'll give you some examples. Yeah.
I don't want examples. I want evidence. So
Wait.
find me a study which
Mm-hmm.
which measures this impact. So it puts some kind of like a demand threshold or something like that, where the amount of conventional that you buy, and there is some demand threshold, and that is triggered, and that leads to yeah. So
Actually, you are talking nonsense. Okay, sorry. I'm very sorry if I used bad language. Because what you are saying is not at all important here. Most of the people who have a basic knowledge here would know that if there is an increase in demand, there would be an increased supply. Even then, you are not convinced. I will try to find if
no,
whether there is.
wait. So I agree that if there is an increase in demand, then there will be an increase in supply. What I am disputing is that there would be an increase in demand.
When you buy conventional products, you doubt that whether there will be an increase in demand.
No, okay. So when we buy conventional, I agree that there would be an increase in demand for conventional.
Yeah, okay.
But I don't grant that there would be an increase in pesticides as a consequence of increase in demand of conventional. So that's the evidence that I'm looking for.
But why? Reason? What's the reason you don't think?
I don't have a reason to think that there is no.
Yeah, you don't have a reason. You don't have a reason. Conventional farming means it's done by pesticide input. Then you don't have a reason to think whether if conventional farming increases, pesticide won't increase.
Dude, you don't have a reason. I'm waiting.
When you are posing a question to me, you should have a reason.
Why?
You should be rational. You should have a reason for your question.
What do you mean reason for a question?
Yeah, you should need a reason.
Wait, what do you mean by a reason for a question? What does that mean?
Yeah, I'll tell you. You are saying that you also know that conventional farming is done by pesticide use. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then now you doubt that if conventional farming increases, pesticide won't increase. Why?
Because I don't see why it would increase.
Oh, you itself already told me pesticide conventional farming is done by pesticide input.
Yeah.
When conventional farming increases, pesticide input increases. What's the problem in that?
Wait, no, I didn't sign off on that. I said when conventional farming increases, I didn't grant that pesticide uses increases. That's what I'm asking you an argument for. An evidence for.
Why I am asking? Conventional farming is something done with pesticide input. Why won't it increase with increase in conventional farming? That's what I am asking.
Well, I don't have to provide you a reason. You made the claim, you provide the evidence.
You don't have reason, and I should answer your hypothetical nonsense. That's the problem here.
You made the claim, right? Provide the evidence for the claim.
Yeah, you give me the claim. You are making some what? Illogical.
I'm not taking a view. I'm saying I'm not taking any view.
Yeah, you are the one making an illogical statement.
I'm not making any statement at all.
You are the one making illogical statement.
What statement am I making?
There won't be any pesticide usage increase.
No, that's not what I said. No, that's not what I said. I said I have no reason to believe that there would be an increase. I didn't say there will be no increase. I said I have no reason to believe that there will be an increase. Those are two different claims. I didn't say there will be no increase. Wait, just to be clear. Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Let me answer to that.
Just to be clear, I didn't say. Wait. 1 second.
I can't prove anything that you believe. Okay. If you have some rational basis for your question, then
no, that's not. No, you are not tracking.
For example, you think somebody is saying
you are not tracking at all, dude. Just listen. Listen. Yeah. So you think that I made the claim that increasing conventional demand will not increase pesticide use, right? Is that what you think that I said?
Yeah.
Well, that's not what I said. I said I have no reason to think that increasing conventional would increase the demand for pesticide, and I asked you to substantiate that claim. I don't take a view. I am agnostic on that proposition. So you have to provide the evidence and make the proposition true.
You are agnostic. If you are agnostic, you are the one you should try to find evidence.
What?
Not me, okay.
You're making the claim, so you have to provide the evidence.
It's a well-known fact.
No. So okay. If it's a well-known fact, it should be easy enough to produce the evidence.
Wait, brother. It's a well-known fact.
Yeah, if it's a well-known fact, it should be easy enough to find evidence. Find me the evidence.
It's a well-known fact that sun rises in the east. Then you are agnostic whether it rises in the east or in the west. Then you can yourself check whether it rises in the east. It's not the duty of all the people on the earth to provide you proof.
No, but if I'm sitting in a cave, right?
It's a 100% well-known fact that when there is a increase. Wait.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. After me, you can speak. Well-known fact that when there is an increase
This
in
is just
demand,
this
there
is just
would be an increase in supply. Then
yeah,
that's a
but
well-known
I'm
basic
not
thing.
granting that there is an increase in demand. Don't you understand that?
Oh, that was the biggest shit I ever heard. You itself told me if you what the question you asked was when you are consuming a conventional product, whether will it increase the pesticide use? You are
No,
telling me
that's
when
not
you are
what I asked you.
consuming when you are consuming a conventional product. When you are consuming a conventional product, so always the demand for the conventional product will be higher than when you are not consuming a conventional product. Do you want evidence for that also?
No, that I grant. That I agree with.
Yeah. Bro, you are wasting our time. This is a
Are you are
basic
you
non-fact,
understanding what my
basic
contention
non-fact.
is? Are you understanding where I'm agnostic on? So see, there are
Yeah,
three stages.
I
There are
can
three
understand
stages.
100%.
Hold on. There are three propositions,
Yeah.
right? The
Hmm.
proper one proposition is if you buy conventional, then you increase the demand for conventional. That is stage one. I grant that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then the second stage is if there is an increase in conventional, then there is an increase in pesticide use. And then the third stage is if there is an increase in pesticide, then there is an
Hmm.
increase in rice violation. I am
Yeah.
agnostic on the second and the third stage, so you have to provide me evidence for the second and the third one.
What?
So yeah, see,
So
you're not even listening to
let
me,
me ask
right?
you one thing. Are you doubting that whether if the conventional farming increases, the pesticide usage increases?
Yes,
Is there a doubt there?
yes,
Yeah.
that's what I'm agnostic on.
Okay, so you know that conventional farming is done by pesticide, right?
Yeah.
Then why do you doubt that?
Yeah, I don't see how it follows that increase in conventional would lead to increase in pesticide.
Okay, you know that conventional farming is done by pesticide usage.
Yeah.
Okay, now you imagine 5 farms are doing conventional farming. Okay, and you imagine X amount of pesticide is being used.
Uh-huh.
And now you imagine that the demand for pesticide increases. Sorry, demand for conventional farming products increases. Okay, then plus one farm is added. 6 farms are doing conventional farming. Okay, now the amount of pesticide being used is X plus 1.
Yeah.
Can you understand? Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
I grant that hypothetically, but whether that is
Yeah.
actually the case, you need to provide evidence.
Bro, you are just wasting our time. If you have any valid point, you can raise.
Yeah, the valid point is that
I
you
can,
have no
of
evidence
course,
for the claim.
I can, of course, find something, many articles from internet regarding whether organic, whether conventional farming uses
So
more
you don't have
pesticide. This is
so you don't have any evidence
available.
that increasing conventional increases demand for pesticides,
You
right?
do you have any evidence that increasing
That's tangential.
conventional?
Just answer
Do
the
you
question. Do
have?
you have the evidence for your claim?
I,
Yes or no?
yeah, I do have evidence. I have already told you. Now you just
Yeah,
answer
so
my.
show me the evidence.
Yeah, just answer my
No.
question.
Show me the evidence.
Give me the
Show me the
evidence for your
evidence.
doubt.
No,
Give me the evidence for
that's
your
not
doubt.
answering my question, right? So I asked you if you have
Yeah,
evidence. You
you
said
are not
yes.
answering
Give
my
me the
question, brother.
evidence.
You don't have any rational for your question. I can't answer a question that doesn't have any rational basis. Okay.
I asked you to
Okay.
provide evidence for a claim. Now you provide the evidence
Yeah,
for the claim.
you
I'm
provide
not
me evidence.
interested in your
It's
rambles.
your duty. It's your duty. You are the one. You are the
You
one
do
doubting
you know
that
what burden
whether.
of proof is?
Yeah, burden of proof lies on the one on you because I
On
will
who?
explain to
On
you.
who? Find
Yeah,
me.
on you.
On who?
On you, bro.
According to
On you.
who?
On you.
On me?
According to
How?
logic.
Okay.
According to logic. Yeah, hear me.
Can you find me a
Yeah.
definition of burden of proof which says the burden of
Yeah.
proof is
Okay,
on the
okay.
person who is agnostic?
Let me explain. You are saying nonsense now. Let me explain.
Can you find me a definition of burden of
Yeah,
proof which
yeah.
says the burden of
Yeah,
proof is on agnostic
wait.
person?
Wait. Let me give you an example. Okay, I am saying
I'm
God
not.
exists. I am
Wait.
saying, yeah, hear me. You are
No.
just running
Wait.
away.
You made a
You are just
claim.
running
You
away.
need to provide
You are
evidence for the
just,
claim.
yeah, I am answering to your illogical statement that burden of evidence lies on me. I will answer to that. You hear that? Yeah. If I am saying, yeah, if I am, yeah,
are you going
hear.
to provide some definition of burden of
Yeah,
proof?
yeah. Hear this hear this
Yeah,
first.
which
Okay.
definition of burden of proof are you operating off of?
Can you at least hear? Can you at least hear? You are running away.
I'm
You
not
don't have
running
any
away.
point and
I'm
you are
right
saying
here.
nonsense now. You are running away. You hear what I say.
I'm not
Okay.
running. I'm here. You can provide me a definition of burden
Yeah,
of proof.
okay. You are basically telling illogical things. I will explain to you that. For example,
Good.
I am saying that God exists.
Ah,
Is it is it your responsibility to prove that God doesn't exist, or is it my responsibility to prove that God exists?
it's your responsibility. You're making the claim. You provide the
Yeah,
evidence.
yeah. Okay. Now I will tell you. It's a well-known fact that, like we know about natural selection, etc. That we know that God didn't create all these creatures. We know that things. Okay. Now, like the same thing, we have a well-known knowledge that when demand for a certain substance increases, the the supply for that product increases. Now you are doubting when the demand for conventional production increases, pesticide use won't increase. Then it becomes your duty to prove that the existing knowledge is false.
Wait,
Okay.
how does that even analogize? Like you made the analogy of you someone making a claim that God exists, and then the burden
Okay,
of
bro.
proof lies on that
Yeah,
person.
yeah,
But
you
here
are just
you make the
making.
claim, and now you're not
Uh,
providing evidence. So
yeah,
somehow the burden is just shifting on me.
yeah. You are shifting your burden on me. Not
What's
I am
it's
shifting
not
burden
my
to you.
burden. It's your burden. You make the claim.
It's not my burden. Okay.
I can just
Okay. Anyway, I think it's not at all necessary, but I will try. Yeah, of course. I will even post it in the group itself. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I can't find it so fast. I can't download studies from internet so fast. I'm not a computer or something. Yeah. Oh, that I don't bother. Why should I bother to check?
view.
You imagine. I am going to debate with a what religious believer. Then should I take the evidence that God doesn't exist before going to the debate?
It depends. If you're making the claim that God doesn't exist, then yeah, I expect you to take
Your
an
burden.
argument or an
It's your
evidence for the
burden.
claim.
It's your burden to logically tell why God exists. Like that, it's your burden to
No,
logically
it
tell why
depends.
demand
It
and
depends on
supply.
who. It
No,
depends
it
on who
doesn't
made the
depend.
claim.
It's your basic burden
It
to
depends on who made the
prove.
claim. If there is a theist, right? If there is a theist who is just walking
No,
around, right?
no,
If
no.
there is,
I will tell you.
wait. Hold
You
on, hold
are
on,
you.
hold on, hold
It's
on,
your
hold
burden to
on.
tell why. No. It's your burden to tell why demand and supply law is wrong.
I didn't say
Tell.
that. Why would I have
Yeah,
to
you said
prove a
that.
pro?
Yeah, you said that.
No,
You
of
said
course
that
not.
100%. You said that. You said when conventional farming products demand increases, it doesn't cause increase in pesticide product. You also
Yes,
agreed
that's
that
what I
conventional
said.
farming is
I
better
didn't
than
say that
pesticide.
demand doesn't cause increase in supply.
So
I
that is
said
what you
increase
are
in
saying
demand.
now.
Wait, again. So when I said what I said was an increase in demand doesn't increase the demand for this. That's what I said.
You itself agreed to me that conventional farming is done by pesticide use.
Yeah. From that,
What is the
how does it
point?
follow
You're
that
making
there is
what
an
the
increase
point,
in?
bro? You are questioning law of demand and supply, and
No,
you
I'm
are
not.
asking me to prove law, law
I'm
of demand
saying,
and supply.
see,
That's nonsense.
dude,
That's
dude,
opposite.
you're not
That's
tracking at
nonsense.
all. You're not tracking at all. Listen,
You are
see,
the one who's not tracking. Sorry.
you're saying if demand, then supply, right?
Mm.
I
Yeah.
accept that.
Mm.
Then the second
Yeah.
part is you're saying if demand for A1, then there is demand for A2. That is what I'm
Yeah.
rejecting.
Yeah. You
So I'm not
earlier
so
you
I'm
said
not
earlier
rejecting
you
demand
said
supply. I'm rejecting
yeah.
demand demand.
Okay. Let me tell you. You itself told me that earlier conventional farming is done by pesticide. That means A2 is made by A1. Okay. When A2 increases, A1 increases. Do you don't have that basic logic?
When A2 increases, A1 increases. No, I don't see how that follows.
Yeah. Okay. I will give you some other
Yeah,
example.
so you would have
Okay.
to provide evidence for that.
Take the case of a tire. Okay. Take
Provide
the case of a tire.
that's I don't
Okay.
want like
Yeah,
dude, I
yeah,
don't want
yeah.
your
Here.
examples, right? I
Here,
want
what
an
I am
evidence
saying
for the
is,
claim.
you are. I. It's not my burden. I already told you. I will
How?
tell you.
Dude,
You,
you
you
made the
increase
claim.
the. Yeah, you made the claim. You made the claim. Supply and demand law is false. Then you are the one to show me the
No, I
evidence.
didn't
You are
say it's
wasting time.
false. I didn't say it's
You
false.
said it is false. You 100% you said it is false.
I
Okay,
have never said it's
I'll
false.
tell
I
you.
said I don't know whether it
I'll
is
tell
true or
you.
false. I don't take a
Wait.
view. I'm agnostic. I already said that.
If you are agnostic, you don't know the thing. Then hear what I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Then
provide the
you
evidence
you
to,
imagine.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
provide the
Yeah.
evidence.
Yeah. Here. Yeah. Imagine.
Yeah,
Imagine a
dude,
product.
evidence is not
Fire.
going to start with imagine. That's not evidence. That's going to be some
Bro,
argument.
bro. Then you provide me evidence for whether the demand of increase in demand of eggs cause more chicken production. You provide me the
I
evidence.
can provide you evidence for that,
Yeah,
but I
provide
don't
first,
have to.
fast.
But I don't have to because I didn't make
Yeah,
the
that's the
claim.
same thing. That's the same thing. I don't have to provide you. I don't have to
No,
take this useless
you
effort
made
because
dude. I
anyone
don't
with a
have to
common sense
wait
is
wait.
hearing this will understand that.
I don't have to provide you the evidence for eggs because that's not the debate proposition. It's irrelevant. It's completely tangential to what we're talking about. Secondly, I didn't make the claim. You made the
Yeah,
claim. So you
what you are
provide me
saying
the
is also
evidence.
what you are saying is also illogical and irrelevant because it's not it's regarding whether the pesticide use yeah
Do you
it's
okay, I'm going to ask you once
okay.
again. Do you
uh,
have evidence for your claim? Yes or no?
what
Do you have
yeah I
evidence
do
for
have evidence.
yeah.
I do have evidence.
So show me
I
the
do have
evidence.
I do have scientific laws regarding market demanding demand and supply. I don't need any other evidence for
Yeah,
that.
you would need evidence that generating demand for conventional it is increasing the demand for pesticide. Provide me the evidence.
Yeah, you provide me the evidence.
I don't have to.
Increasing
You
use
made the
of
claim.
your pesticide, increasing demand for something doesn't cause increase
That's
in
not
supply.
what I
You
said.
provide.
I said I'm not. I
You
said
are
I have no
you
reason to believe that it does.
are the one uttering nonsense here. Then why should I provide evidence? Okay,
So
let
you
me tell
have
you
no
one thing.
so you have
Let
no
me tell you one
evidence.
thing.
So you
Let
don't
me.
have any
You don't
evidence
have
of
any
the
evidence.
claim.
You don't have any evidence. Okay.
Do you have evidence or no?
Yeah, I have evidence because
Yeah.
you itself agreed to me.
So
Yeah.
send me the study.
The
Send
best
me the
evidence, the
study.
best evidence I will provide you. Best evidence I will provide you. You itself agreed to me. Conventional farming is done by pesticide. Didn't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, bro. That's it,
What that said that how does that like okay
bro.
from that how does it follow that if there is an
Bro,
increase in conventional there's an increase in
if there is
pesticide.
an increase in demand for tire, does the increase for rubber increase?
It depends.
What it depends.
Yeah, I don't take a view on it.
Okay, bro. Let me tell you one thing. Anyone with a common sense can
Do you
understand.
have okay
Anyone with
wait
a
do you
common
have
sense can
evidence of your
understand.
do you have a
You,
study do you
you
okay
do
wait
you have any logic?
I'll tell
Do
you
you
what
have
I
any
need
logic?
okay I'll define the goalpost. I'll define the
Logic?
goalpost for you. I will
Do you
need
have any logic?
I'll define the goalpost for you. The goalpost is
Hmm.
this, right? The goalpost is just that you need to provide me a study which compares increase in conventional farming, which is not just out of like accounting for just the increase over time, because obviously conventional farming has increased over time. So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about an increase in demand for conventional correlating with an increase in demand for pesticides. So that's I'm looking for a study of that type. Do you have the
Wait,
study?
just a minute. I'll tell you something. Wait a
Do,
second.
do you have evidence of that kind? Do you have evidence?
Okay, now imagine a situation. Okay.
That's not answering my question. Do you have a
I will tell you
study? Do you have a
what
study?
illogical things you
Do
are
you
saying. I will
do
give you a
you have a
situation.
study which
You,
correlates
you,
increase in pesticide
do,
use and increase
do,
in conventional
do you
demand?
have any? Okay, if you are talking about
That's not
okay,
answering my question. Do you
let
have again? I'll ask you once again. Do you have
vehicle
evidence?
increase in vehicles. Okay. Do you have
Oh, no, no,
any
no, no.
study?
Don't
Do you
answer my
have
question
any?
with a question, okay?
So imagine if I am debating with a person, if you
Yeah, I'm not interested in that tangent. Look,
increasing,
you made a
what you are
claim.
not interested means I am not concerned about that. What I am saying is what you are telling, what the stupid things you are telling.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'm
sorry
not
for the
I'm
bad language.
look,
Yeah,
you made a claim,
I'll
right?
tell you.
You made a claim. I've defined the goalpost. Do
You,
you have
you,
a study that satisfies the goalpost? Yes or no?
Yeah, I have studies.
Okay, then send me the study.
Yeah, I will send you in the group.
Yeah, so why did you waste like fucking 15-20 minutes dodging that if
Because
you have the study?
it's not my responsibility to prove your illogical claim,
But
okay?
you have a study, right? Post the fucking
Bro,
study.
bro, bro, you don't have any kind
Do
of
you
point
have the
here.
study or
Okay.
no?
You don't. I'll find the study. Wait a second.
Oh, you okay? So you don't have the study. You will sit and find it
No.
now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think you are such a irrational fellow
Okay, yeah,
before coming to.
fair. Yeah,
So that's
find the evidence and send it to me. I'm sitting right here.
who will think that I am going to debate with an irrational fellow who doesn't know that, who doesn't believe in law of supply and demand? Who
Well,
will think that?
that's just a straw man. I of course don't
That
deny
what you
law
are
of.
saying is a straw
Comrade,
man.
comrade,
What you are saying
comrade.
is a straw man.
Comrade, listen to me, listen to me.
Hmm?
Unless you gonna send us the evidence,
Sorry, I can't hear your voice.
can you hear me now?
Do you have any network problem?
I can hear you fine.
Maybe it says
Yeah, I would suggest you to go and learn some economics lessons first before going to debate.
comrade.
Because
Dude,
no cutting person who
stop
no
rambling.
cutting
And
person.
if you have a
Yeah,
study,
stop
just give me the
rambling.
study.
Stop rambling. That's what I'm asking. Stop rambling. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, so provide the study. I asked you for a study. You said you have the study. Then provide me the study.
What you in between a discussion, you come and say, yeah, provide study for this one, and I
Yeah.
make a very logical statement how demand
I
increases supply, and
yeah,
you said
I
me
don't know
that
what
you need.
I don't know what you mean by logical statement, because if you're just
Yeah,
making one proposition, I don't
it's
see what's
100% logic. If you don't have any kind of common sense, you will not understand what is logic. Okay, I have made you a basic logical statement that when demand for conventional agriculture increases, the pesticide that is used along with the conventional farming, that's demand also increases. That's very basic logical
comrade,
statement.
comrade, can you allow me to speak for 1 minute?
Who is this? Hello.
I'm a
Sorry,
friend
1
of
minute.
I'm a friend of Appoota's, okay?
Yeah, okay.
First of all, you
Mm.
specifically said that you have
Ah.
a study that compares demand and supply for conventional crops, let's say X years before. And that Appoota asked you for a study that compares demand and supply for conventional crops correlating with
Yeah.
demand for an increase in demand for the pesticides, right, over a course of time. And you specifically said, yes, I have the study. Do you not?
Yeah, there are studies. There are studies in the internet, but it will
I
take
don't
time
care
for
if
me to
there are.
download.
I don't care if there are studies. I'm saying, do
Yeah.
you have it? Yes or no?
No, I don't have. It's downloaded. I can download after some time, and I can post it
What do
in
you
the
mean
group if you
after
want.
some time? Then what is the fucking point of this debate?
What is the fucking point of this debate? Yeah, let me explain to you.
No,
Yeah,
no, no,
this
no, no,
person.
listen,
No, no,
listen,
no,
Yeah,
no,
it's
listen,
gonna
no,
listen.
no,
start
no, no,
rambling.
no. You are telling nonsense. You are telling nonsense. Let me explain to you. Let me explain to you. The
No, no,
person
I don't
itself
want any
agrees.
explanation. I
Wait, wait,
require
wait,
some
wait,
freaking
wait,
evidence.
wait,
You
wait. Can you
claim
can
that
you
you
can you
have.
send the audio
Do
recording
you
of this debate to me?
you have the
Can you
Of
send?
course I can. Of
you,
course I can.
you
Yeah,
have the
okay, okay.
you
Yeah,
have
you
the
should send me,
evidence
okay.
right now.
Yeah, you
Yes or
should
no?
send me.
You have the
That's
evidence
all
right
enough
now.
for me to prove my points. Yeah, okay, I will tell
Yeah.
you. This person itself
Comrade,
agreed to
comrade,
me.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
care. I don't care about your ramblings. Do you have the evidence at this moment? Yes or
What?
no? Do you have the evidence in this moment for us to review? Yes or no? I don't want sometime later.
For
I want now.
what you
I
need evidence? For what you need evidence?
That
That
demand
pesticide
in
used
conventional
increases?
increases
No.
demand.
Wait. For you agree with me that increase in pesticide causes increase in deaths and extinction. Do you agree?
No.
No.
Well,
You
I could say that I could wait. If the question is
You
if
agreed before.
wait, yeah, no, wait. I would agree that it increases deaths, but it has to increase rights violations for me to care about. But that's fine. That we can
That
get
is
it
not
to we can
rights
get
violation. That is not rights violation. What's rights violation then? Death
Yeah.
is not rights violation. Killing is not rights
Yeah,
violation.
not necessarily. Like for example, if I shoot a serial killer, that wouldn't be a rights violation.
Yeah. Insects, fishes, and all are serial killers. So we can do fishing and consume them. What's the problem? Fish is a
No.
serial killer.
Yeah, you're not. Wait. So that's going to be a completely different discussion, right? But right
What
now,
different discussion? Okay,
yeah.
sorry, I don't have time. I don't have time for this stupidity.
Do
Okay,
you have
if you
evidence
can,
for your claim? Yes or no?
if you can send me the audio recording of this debate, okay,
I'll
please send me. Okay,
I'll send you the
so this is
I'll
just
yeah, but before
proof
you're
my
going,
point.
if you're going to leave, I expect you
Yeah.
to withdraw your claim because you didn't provide any evidence for it.
I know I want to withdraw my claim. If you can, I will provide evidence in the group later after downloading.
Okay, but you don't have any evidence right now,
No,
right?
right now I haven't downloaded.
Yeah, so you don't have any evidence. So I think
Yeah,
so you should
for
withdraw your
for
claims
what?
until you have
You,
evidence.
no, I will never withdraw my claims.
Okay,
You
so
itself
you will
told me
make a
that
claim, but you will never withdraw it, even though you don't have evidence for it, right?
I do have evidence. I told you.
Yeah,
It's not necessary that I should provide this now. I can provide you after this debate.
yeah, but until you provide it, I think you should withdraw the claim.
No. I will never withdraw the claim. I will
Yeah,
provide
so
you the.
you'll just make a claim and you'll just like vanish,
Yeah.
and then you'll
You
never
send me
withdraw the claim, right?
you send me the audio recording of this clip, and
Of course,
any
yeah,
fool,
yeah. I will be sending it to
any
you.
fool who is hearing this can understand what is the reality, which point is right. Any fool who is hearing this can understand what is the reality. That is enough
Yeah,
for me.
so
I don't need to
you
give
can
you evidence for
provide the
that.
evidence. You can provide the evidence or withdraw the claim. Which one is it going to be?
Yeah, I will provide you evidence within some time.
Yeah, so I'm waiting here. You can go and find the evidence, and you can send it to me. I'm in the VC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't run away. Stay in the VC. You can look into your evidence, and
Bro,
I'm right here.
feel any kind of shame.
Comrade, we do not want any rambling. We are waiting.
I'm waiting here.
Don't you feel any kind of shame? I am asking.
I'm waiting here in the VC, waiting for the evidence.
Any kind of stupid shame you don't you feel? I will check for the evidence. Wait.
You stay in the VC and you check for evidence. I'm right here. Okay, I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere.
Neither am I. But am I allowed to say the R word right now?
No.
Who's this Stark, by the way? What?
Tak is a friend.
Our IRL friend.
You could say that. Not really, not IRL.
I see. यहाँ पे अभी लिटरली मेरा मॉम मोमेंट हो गया. Remember Appoota when you were bidding my mom and she was like, I don't you provide evidence. वही वाला हो गया यहाँ पे.
Yeah.
माइक बंद कर ले please.
Bro thinks he did something by reiterating the law of supply and demand 30 times.
Yeah, and I didn't even deny this law of supply and demand. Like I grant that more demand would equal more supply. I grant that. I don't grant that more demand would increase more demand.
Can I say something? Is there any other passive listener here who can take an objective stand? Is there anyone?
Bro, you send us the evidence.
We were waiting for the evidence, bro.
Okay. Wait a second. You imagine we are debating whether socialism is good or bad. Should I provide evidence that any study? Should I provide any study that socialism is better?
Socialism is better for what?
Yeah, you should.
Very much stupid. If there is a well-defined study that increase in consumption causes increase in deaths, then what is the point of debate, bro?
Huh?
What is the point of debate then? If there is you imagine if there is a study that there is socialism.
If you're saying this as an excuse for not having evidence, that's I'm just not.
I will have to find evidence. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
so
don't
I'm
know.
sitting here, right? I'm sitting here. You can go find evidence. That's why I'm sitting here. It's my fucking dinner time, and I'm
Okay,
sitting
okay.
here waiting for evidence.
What you're saying is absolute nonsense.
Comrade,
Nonsense.
comrade,
Because
I'm not
wait, wait,
interested
wait,
in
wait, wait,
whether
wait, wait.
I'm
Wait.
we are
Let
not
me tell. Let me tell.
interested
I'm
Let
not
me tell.
interested. I'm not interested in
I am
what
also
you
not
think about it.
interested.
Just give me the evidence.
I am also not interested. Let me tell you something.
If
Let me
you're
tell you
not
something.
interested, then
Hey,
return
wait,
back
bro.
to the
Wait,
claim
bro.
and
Wait,
fucking
bro.
leave.
Let me tell you something. Wait. Yeah. Example, you think the
You know
whether my
you can use this time to
wait,
look for evidence. I'm waiting here.
wait. No need for this illogical thing. Actually, let me explain.
Okay, so
If
no
I
need for evidence.
you don't have any evidence to reject my claim.
I don't accept. I mean, I don't have any. I don't. I mean, it depends on what you mean by reject.
If I say increase in demand
So you need,
causes
you need
supply,
evidence
I
for
do not
customer.
have to give you any kind of evidence for that. What a stupid argument you are saying. What
I'm
an
not making
illogical
an
stupid
argument at
argument
all.
you are saying.
I'm not making
You
an
are
argument.
you are saying that.
I'm
You
not
are
making an
saying
argument
that
at all.
stupidity. Utter stupidity you are saying. You are saying increase in demand for pesticide used conventional products won't increase
No, that's
supply
not
of
what I'm
pesticides.
saying.
No,
Yeah, that is what you said. That is
no,
what you said.
No, that's
That is
never,
what
no.
you said. What you
never.
are saying is
I
fallacy.
didn't say that.
That's stupidity.
I didn't
I
say
Okay.
that
don't have
it
to
won't
provide evidence
increase.
for
I
that.
said I'm not convinced that it would increase.
Why should you convince whether demand increases, supply would increase? Why should I convince you? That's very basically stupidity.
Okay,
Why
so
should I
you
convince you
made the
that?
claim, right?
You made the claim that supply and demand is wrong.
I
Then
did
why
what? I
you
didn't make
prove
the
that?
claim. I didn't make any
You
such
claim.
claim.
Oh, bro. Then what is your claim?
I said I don't have a
Yeah.
reason to believe that
So
there.
you say that you don't claim supply and demand is wrong, right?
Yep.
Yeah. If supply and demand is not wrong, then of course, what will happen? Increase in demand for conventional farming products will increase. Pesticide used farming products will increase. Supply of pesticides.
Again, I have to explain this all over again. See, there are three
No.
propositions. There
This
are
is
three
fucking nonsense.
propositions.
You people are just wasting
There are three
everyone's time.
propositions, right? The
You
first,
don't have any ethics, any kind of ethics. You
good.
don't have. I think you
There
are
are
not vegan. You are just
stop rambling,
people.
okay? Stop
Yeah, I am just
rambling.
leaving.
Stop rambling, okay?
Stop rambling, brother. What you are saying nonsense. Yeah,
There are three propositions, right? Firstly,
yeah,
if you buy conventional, then there is an increase in demand for conventional. I
yeah,
accept that. I think, yeah, that is
yeah.
true, okay? Then the
Okay.
second
Yeah.
proposition is
Uh,
increase in conventional demand would increase demand for pesticides. That is
yeah,
not what that is not
yeah.
what I accept.
Okay.
I don't accept that. And
Okay.
but yeah, so you have to provide me
Yeah.
evidence for the second
Yeah.
proposition.
I will tell you. I will tell you. Wait. So, do you know that conventional farming is something that allows pesticide input, synthetic pesticide input? Do you know that? Do you have that basic knowledge?
Knowledge
Do
of
you have?
what?
What is conventional farming? Do you know?
Yeah, I am aware of what conventional farming is.
What is conventional farming? Can you explain?
Yeah, it depends on which country you're talking about, but generally is going to be using synthetic fertilizers and pesticides and
Yeah.
maybe even GM crops.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So conventional farming is something that allows that includes use of synthetic pesticides. You itself told me now this statement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I will rename this product you are consuming as pesticide used food. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Pesticide used food. The product you are buying is pesticide used food. When demand for pesticide used food
Mm-hmm.
increases, demand for pesticide increases. Just like
Yeah, I don't
the
grant that.
demand for a raw
I don't
material
grant that.
increases, you don't have to grant that.
Yeah,
You
so
are saying
the inference just doesn't follow. You have to give me
yeah,
evidence
that
for
do
that
follow.
claim.
That do follow.
Yeah, so
The
give me the
claim is that
evidence.
you itself accepted. You itself accepted now that.
No, I didn't accept that
You
buying
accepted that.
conventional.
You itself accepted if demand for some product increases, supply increases.
Yeah.
Demand for pesticide use, demand for. Do you accept that for if the demand for a
Okay, dude.
manufactured product increases, does the demand for the raw material increase?
I grant that if there is a demand for a product,
Yes or no?
then
Yes or no? Yes or no? Does the demand for a raw material increase when the supply of that manufactured product increases? Demand for that manufactured product increases. Yes or no?
it could or it could not. I don't see. I
No,
mean, I
no,
don't have
no,
enough
no, no,
information to
no,
answer the
no,
question.
no.
In a vacuum,
You
yes,
don't
but
know.
outside a
You
vacuum,
don't
no.
know. You don't know law of demand. You don't know law of demand.
Yeah, so
You
I'm
don't know
asking
the
you.
law of
Look,
demand.
I asked you
It's
to
not my
provide evidence, right?
responsibility if you don't know about basics of science. It's not my responsibility. It's not my responsibility to define to you what is law of gravitation or something Newton's law of motion. Okay, it's not my
That's
responsibility to give you
that's
the truth.
just
Okay,
that's just not that's just tangential, right? So I
what?
I I I asked you evidence that increase in demand for conventional would increase the demand in
Oh,
pesticides. So I can
you
I
failed the
wasn't
debate.
giving you this,
You
but I
failed
can
the
give you
debate.
counter examples, right?
You failed the
I
debate. Just
wi-
withdraw your objection and just leave. You failed the debate. You
what?
itself agreed to me that demand for a product increases supply of that product. Then the product is pesticide used. What food? Then
Yeah,
the
but
use of
that is
when
compatible
you
with the
increases the demand,
that is compatible. That is
increases the
compatible.
supply for
That is
increases the supply for pesticide.
that is
Just
no.
leave. You agree.
That's compatible with that's compatible with the
You
decrease in amount of pesticide usage.
You agreed with me. You
No, I
agreed
did
with me
not.
that you agreed with me that increase in consumption of pesticide used food products increases what supply for that pesticide used product. So you
Yeah,
agreed with my
I don't
statement.
grant that it increases
You
demand
don't
for
have to grant.
pesticides.
You don't have to grant. Debate is over. Just withdraw your objection and leave the debate. The debate is
I
over.
didn't make an objection. I just cast shade on
You,
your
you,
premises.
you are just rambling around. You just agreed to my statement.
I
You
didn't
just agreed to
see.
my claim.
No,
You
I did
just
not.
agreed to my claim now. Just
I
take the
didn't agree to
objection
any
and
claim.
leave the debate.
I
Just
didn't
take the
agree to any
objection.
claim. I
You
didn't agree
agreed
to
to.
anything that
Oh,
you said.
you agreed to it.
I look, I'll tell you what I agree with. I agree that
Mm,
demand for a product would increase
mm,
supply of the product. That I agree with.
yeah.
Yes. But I don't agree that demand for one product would increase the
Mm.
demand for another product necessarily. It could or it could
Yeah,
not.
yeah, that is also relating to that law. If a demand for a manufactured product increases, the raw materials used in it also increases the demand
Not
because
I don't no I don't see I don't see
wait,
how
wait,
that
wait, wait,
necessarily
wait,
follows.
wait, wait, wait. That is basic nonsense. I'll tell you.
I
How
don't
is
see
this
how that
manufactured
necessarily
product
follows.
made?
Give me
How
evidence.
is yeah? I am giving you how is this manufactured product made? With what it is made?
Yeah, so what I was saying is that it's
Yeah. No, no,
compatible.
no, no,
It's
no, no, no.
compatible. It's
Don't tell
compatible
nonsense. Don't
for
tell
an
nonsense.
increase in conventional demand to be it to be correlated with a decrease in pesticide usage.
Hmm?
Yeah, it's
What?
compatible. It's compatible for there to be
Ah,
an increase in
ah,
conventional, and
yeah.
there would be there would be a decrease in pesticide usage. It's compatible.
How does this usage of pesticide decrease magically?
Yeah,
You are talking about magic or something.
firstly, I don't have to explain
Yeah.
how, because
You don't.
if you think it's
You don't.
if you think it's not compatible, just provide the contradiction. But I will
What?
tell you. I will tell you how it's possible.
Ah.
Firstly, those two propositions don't form a contradiction. That's one way
Mm-hmm.
of knowing that it's compatible. Secondly,
Mm.
if like for example, if there is a farmer, or let's say I'll take the example that you gave earlier in the conversation, right? So
Mm.
the example was if there was like four farms and there
Mm.
was an increase in demand for crops. You
Mm.
said there would be five farms and the fifth
Mm.
farm would also buy pesticides. But
Okay.
that's not necessarily true. I think it's just possible that the four
Mm.
farms that were already there, they would just grow a greater amount of crops, and use the same amount of pesticide. So there are more crops grown in the same area of land. So the same amount of pesticide is used for that acre of land, but more yield is generated. So it's just compatible. Yeah.
How is more yield generated?
Well, there could be different ways, but I don't have to. You could use higher yielding varieties. You could use GM or whatever. So I'm just not convinced that.
If there is higher yielding variety, then all the farmers would be using that. Okay. If that is more profitable and includes less pesticide use, that would be used by majority of the farmers. Okay.
Yeah, but just to be clear, I'm just telling this to show you that it is compatible for there to be an increase. Okay, provide the contradiction.
Yeah, that's what I told you. That's basic logic.
What's the contradiction?
If there is a higher yielding variety, then already most farmers would be using that. Okay.
Not necessarily.
What not necessarily? That what you are saying is you are taking some irrelevant type of market example.
No, okay. I'm not.
Like, okay, we can question demand and supply theory also. You hear me?
No,
yeah, I'll give you an example.
No, that's not what I. Okay, just to be clear, Here
what I'm saying. You imagine if the supply of a product is increasing in market. Okay, my brother is selling some kind of product. You may imagine some coconuts. Okay, so supply has decreased. According to the law, sometimes the demand should the price should increase, right, when supply is decreasing. Now you imagine that I am putting a situation forward that I am going to buy coconut from my brother, but I am giving him higher amount because of our relation. Does that prove that law of supply is is wrong?
Well, how is that analogous to what I said?
Yeah, that itself you are taking a very isolated and
no, wait, how is that analogous to what I said? How is that analogous to what I said?
Yeah, it is same. You are saying you are taking.
How is it same? Just demonstrate. What's the argument that is the same?
Yeah, I'll tell you. You are using an isolated market exchange example that is not general. Generally, always it doesn't happen.
No,
that when the raw material.
So again, the point of taking this isolated thing is that it just completely screens the claim that there would be, if there is an increase in demand, then there is necessarily an increase in demand of pesticides.
Oh, you are okay. I will give you another example.
You give me evidence. I am tired of your examples. Okay, just give me the evidence. You said you have a study. Just give me the study. Bro. I've been waiting for it for the last half an hour.
Why should I provide study? You itself agreed to me that when the demand for a product increases, supply of that product increases. Why should I give you evidence?
Yeah, but I'm not convinced that there is an increase in demand for pesticide.
Let's do one thing first. Take your objection off. You have failed the debate. You have agreed to the point. Now, what's the point you are saying here?
Dude, there are two different propositions. One proposition is supply demand, which I don't disagree with. I disagree with there being an increase in demand for pesticide. That is what I'm not granting. So provide me evidence that an increase in
do you agree that raw materials demand would increase when the demand
I don't have to provide you an answer when I asked you for evidence. Provide me the evidence.
Oh, what is it? I don't have to provide you an answer when you itself have agreed to me. You itself have agreed to me.
I didn't disagree. I didn't disagree that
you agreed to the law of demand. You agreed to law of demand means my claim is proved. Nothing more I should give evidence.
No, but I agree that there is a law of demand and supply. Yeah. But I don't grant that there is an increase in the demand.
I don't like to agree with in this debate, right?
No, I don't agree that there is a demand.
Bro,
the law of demand would just be demand then supply. But I am not granting that there is demand.
You are who are you? Why should you approve that? You are done. You are done. Logically,
But do you have evidence for the claim or no?
Logically, when one thing is logically debunked, there doesn't need to be an evidence for that. Okay.
Yeah, but It needs to. There needs to be an evidence for the claim, right?
Leave the debate.
I can grant the inference, but I could say that the argument is valid, but I can refuse that the argument is sound by doubting one of the premises. So I'm doubting the premise that an increase in demand for conventional increases the demand for pesticides.
You already agreed to my point. Either you disagree with law of demand.
I agree. No. I agreed with one part of your point. I don't agree with the entirety of it.
Do you agree that a demand of raw material increases when the manufactured products demand increase? Do you agree?
No, not necessarily.
Why?
Yeah, because I think it's compatible that there could be an increase in demand for some product while there being there not being an increase in the demand for the raw material.
Huh? Why? How?
Yeah, so I don't see how, like, I didn't make the claim that it is.
You don't know that what you're claiming.
What?
You don't know why.
I don't have to. I know. I said it's compatible because I don't see a contradiction.
Why? I am asking why raw materials demand won't increase. You said the raw materials demand may not increase. Why?
I don't see how that's. I don't see how that's relevant.
You don't see why raw materials demand increases when manufactured products demand increases. You don't know why.
Dude, are you just? I've been asking you for an evidence for the claim for the half an hour, right?
What? You have agreed to my point already. Then
no,
why should
I haven't. I haven't agreed to the point. I'm asking you evidence for the claim.
You have agreed with law of demand. You don't. I don't have to provide any evidence now.
Dude,
I can speak for any long. Okay, you are just playing here. You don't have any kind of point to put forward, and you are just like. Do you hope that I will agree with you after some time? I can debate with you for tomorrow morning. Okay, till tomorrow morning.
I know, but you just have to provide me evidence for the claim.
Okay, I will just provide you.
Fine. So I told you what I told you what constitutes evidence in this case, right? I told you my goalpost. My goalpost was a study which.
Wait. I will provide you evidence for that. Conventional farming is done majorly by pesticide input.
No, it wouldn't follow that there is an increase in demand for pesticides from that.
It would follow. If conventional farming is majorly done by pesticide input, then surely when conventional farming increases, pesticide input increases.
No, I don't see how that follows. Give me an argument for that or an evidence for that.
Bro. Just leave the chat, bro. You already failed. You already accepted that.
Do you have evidence or an argument for the claim?
So, do you have any logic?
Do you have evidence or an argument for your claim?
You disagree with
law. Do you have evidence or argument for the claim?
Do you disagree with law of demand? Then I will give you evidence.
Answer my question instead of answering.
Why should I provide you evidence?
I asked you a question, right?
Why should I provide you evidence?
I asked you a question. Okay.
I asked you a question. I gave you an answer.
You asked me a question in return. You didn't give me an answer.
I gave you an answer. Why should I give you an evidence for something you agree?
Well, I don't agree that there is an increase in demand. So I need to.
Why? So you disagree with law of demand? Okay.
No. How does that? No.
Yeah, you disagree. You disagree.
Do you think there is some contradiction by affirming law of supply and demand and rejecting that there is an increase in pesticide usage?
Siri. Hello.
Yeah. So
okay, I can provide you some evidence for that. Conventional farming is done by pesticide input.
Well, I already agree that. I already agree with that. So I don't need evidence for that. I need evidence for there being an increase in pesticide usage as a result of
Bro, this is a shit. This is a shit. I already logically debunked you. You itself agreed with law of demand, and you itself agreed that the demand for raw material would increase with the demand for the manufactured product, right?
No.
Why? Then you should give a reason why.
Well, I have no reason to accept that.
You have no reason. You have no logic. Then why should I debate with you?
Well, can I debate you made the claim. You made the claim, right? Substantiate the claim.
Can I debate with someone who doesn't have scientific temper?
What? You
Is there
made
any
the
point?
claim. You made the claim, right? You provide the
Is there
evidence.
any point in debating with someone who doesn't have scientific
That's
compass?
just dodging, right? So the question
You
is,
are the
do
one
you have?
dodging. You are the
Okay,
one dodging. Can I debate with someone who
okay. Look,
doesn't possess
okay. Look.
scientific compass?
I'm running short of time, right? Now I'll ask you the question again. Now, if you don't answer the question, we're done, right? So the question
No.
is, do
I
you
want
have a study that shows
no.
an
Do you
increase?
disagree with me? That's what I'm asking.
No,
Do
no,
you
no,
disagree with me?
no, wait. I'm asking you a
No,
question.
you can't escape like that. You
Wait.
can't run.
Yeah, I'm not running, right? So I'm just going to tell you, I'm just going to ask you, right? Do you have evidence that increase in conventional farming or increase in demand for conventional crops increases the demand for pesticides? Do you have evidence of that? Yes or no?
Yeah, you itself agreed with me.
No, I never agreed with you that
You agreed with
increase in
law of
demand
demand.
would increase in demand for another product.
You itself agreed to
Do
my
you have evidence for the claim
bro.
that
Bro, you are the one. You are
do
the
you
one here.
okay
No, no,
guys,
no, no, no. Wait, 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 wait,
can we
wait,
get a mute on
wait,
this
wait,
guy
wait,
before so
wait.
that he answers my
Wait,
question?
wait, 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 wait. You are the one putting forward an illogical statement that law of demand is wrong. Then you are the one to prove why,
I didn't
not
make
me.
that claim. I never made that claim. Okay, I'm gonna ask again, right? So you're on mute now, so whatever you're going to ramble is not going to come through. But I'm going to ask you this question again for the second time. Do you okay, he left.
Anna, what the fuck was
Respect, bro.
this?
Salute to your patience.